Hello, everyone. Thanks again for joining us on another episode of the Daily BizLink. Jane Cebrynski is joining us for a conversation today to find a little bit more clarity on the difference between finding your winning strategies in comparison to finding success. Jane, thanks for being here today.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. Happy day. It's another beautiful hot day. We're almost in August. The time continues to fly by.
It sure does.
Well, I'm excited about our conversation today, but you know the drill. 10 moment.
Yeah, well, this has been a big week for me, both personally and professionally, but more so on the professional side. The 10 moment this week, as many of you may know, I also have another job outside of A to Z BizLink. I'm the Chief Business Development and Marketing Officer for Fenimore Craig, a Southwest regional law firm. And we just made a huge announcement that we're merging with a California-based company and adding a couple new California offices to our team. So very exciting stuff and happy to be playing an active role in that process.
Woo woo, victory dance. That sounds like a lot of fun. Amidst all this craziness, why not? Why not? There's a few mergers that have been announced this week. That's great. Well, we're going to be talking about winning versus success because I have this past week been spending a lot of time reading and rereading some of my favorite books written by legendary basketball coach John Wooden. I know you played basketball, so you may or may not be familiar with him because he was famous for coaching the UCLA Bruins back in the 60s and 70s, which I know is well before your time. But he's legendary because his lessons are still being taught today, both on and off the court. And he was really considered not only an amazing athletic coach, but really one of the first life athletes because he understood the importance of coaching outside of the court, off the court in terms of teaching attitude and values. And so I know that in the work that we do and in our coaching, everybody has their own definition of success. But I've just been thinking a lot about his definition of success versus winning. And it was really focused on effort. So his definition is, I've got it here, peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to become the best that you are capable of becoming. And so he always played to win. Of course, we're always playing to win in the game of life and in everything that we do. But our definition of success may be based more on our effort and not necessarily the final score. And so I've been thinking about that a lot in terms of not only what, a lot of people are experiencing professionally, but also personally and with COVID and how, our finish line keeps changing. I mean, I'm a yoga teacher on the side. And so I'm in that industry that is on a every 2-week notice. And that can create a lot of anxiety for people knowing whether or not they're going back to their job and having it constantly change, as well as those of you who are trying to find out if you're going to be going back to your office. So there's so many things outside of our control right now. And I know people are, it's not in your control if a project gets delayed, if a client cancels. That finish line just keeps moving, keeps changing. But the one thing we do have the ability to control is ourselves and our effort. And so that's just something I wanted to focus on today. Thoughts, comments?
I think that hits home for me, and especially with my team. I mean, I think COVID-19 has disrupted a lot of our plans. We put together these lofty goals for 2020, and unfortunately, because of things being out of our control, we weren't able to necessarily accomplish them. So once we got back together, we were looking at what can we accomplish on a quarterly, on a monthly, on a weekly, on a daily basis, and that was so much more digestible. So we felt like we were being successful and moving and working towards something. So I do think that is a great strategy.
Well, and the thing about when you focus on effort, right, you get to be the judge and jury. If you've put 100% effort in. And what I think is really cool is that, the other thing that he taught was focus on improvement every single day. And improvement may not happen all at once. It may happen day by day. It might happen hour by hour. But the goal is to be focused on, okay, how can I improve? And we talk about that in terms of our tool, Watch Your Film. And the thing is right now, what I feel, what I see, what I'm experiencing is that we're spending so much of our time and our energy on things that are outside of our control. And what happens is then that adversely affects the things that are in our control. So I want to challenge everybody to really think about their effort and what that means, to each individual, and see if we can't challenge ourselves to create our own finish line every single day so that we can celebrate some wins based on our effort, not on the score, not on whether or not that client came back or spends a lot of money, but on our effort for the day. What do you think about that?
I think that's a good challenge for everyone. So just to further clarify the difference between winning versus success, we'll find winning opportunities just by, finding those elements that we can really focus in on through our effort. And then over time that will pay off our long-term success. Do I have that right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, this is John Wooden's definition, and he was one of the most winning coaches of all time. So I do believe it's a winning strategy that he had, which was, he didn't even scout the opponents because he really felt like if my team is putting forth all of their effort, giving me 100%, and he pushed them to improve and get better every single day, but he felt the winning would take care of itself. And I believe that too. I mean, and we see evidence of it all the time. And so in terms of, the tools that we use and we coach in, I just want to encourage everybody to maybe create a desired outcome for the day, or maybe it's a desired outcome for the next hour, right? And it could be professional, it could be personal, it could have to do with time management or energy management or emotional management. And then at the end of the day, watch your film and evaluate your effort. And if we keep doing that every day and we ask ourselves, okay, what was my effort today? What maybe got in my way? And what can I do differently to improve tomorrow? And we just focus one day at a time, then hopefully the winning will take care of itself.
Awesome. Great advice today, Jane. Thanks again for being with us.
My pleasure, Lindsay. Have an awesome weekend.